Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I'm back with a community lot, and this is sort of a combined community lot, and I changed the actual lot type a few times, but this is going to be a Laundromat Café. If you're not familiar with that, it really depends on what part of the world or what part of the country you're in. If you've heard of these before, I've never been to one, but I always liked the idea. But basically, it's a laundromat, as you would expect, a place to clean your clothes, but there's also a cafe included, so you have something to do while you are cleaning your clothes. Some people will go on dates here because you're being productive, but you can also, have fun while you're doing it. So that is what we're creating here today. It was actually a suggestion from one of you, and I loved the idea, so I immediately needed to build it. So I actually built this a couple of days ago over on Twitch. If you're interested, I do stream 5 days a week now on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, and on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I built this on Sunday, and I just really like how it came out. I think this was a really fun one. It ends up having space for your Sims to do plenty of laundry. There's bathrooms. There's lots of seating. It actually doesn't end up being a cafe lot type because it didn't fit the right style. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but the cafe lot type came with get together. So you can have coffees and teas and stuff. There's a barista station, but I really wanted this space to look more modern and trendy. And that item, there's only 2 of them, and all of the swatches are way more traditional because of the style of the pack that came with and the style of the World Windenburg. So I actually ended up classing this as a thrift store and bubble tea shop, so I could use the bubble tea station instead. And I think it works so much better this way. The clothing racks that you need for the thrift store, though, are in a very weird area you can't exactly access. You sort of can. I'll explain that a little bit later, but I think this was the best way to lay out this space. So you're not going to be coming in here for a coffee, probably. You're going to be coming in here for some sort of bubble tea. But I think that's really fun and would be a fun spot for your Sims to hang out. So as you can see, I have tons of washers and dryers. I have them stacked on the wall as well as in the middle section here, with a couple of these new coffee tables that we got with the Book Nook kit on either side. I know those are coffee tables, not benches, but they kind of look like benches. So I thought that would be cool. And this room took me a really long time to figure out what I was going to do with it. I just keep throwing items in there I need. But I did move a vending machine into the main room over here, which I thought was nice. So if you don't want to get something from the bubble tea area, you can just grab a quick snack. And I used this new wallpaper from the Book Nook kit as well. It is just so pretty. The whole color scheme in here is neutrals and blacks, and I don't know, it just looks clean and modern. I really enjoyed how this build came out. Definitely let me know what you think of it. And if you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi, and that info will also be in the description down below as well. Back to speaking about Twitch, though, because I did build this earlier this week. If you would like to join us, I will be live again tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I believe we're going to be working on a new house for the pancakes. So I'm very excited about that. But over here, I'm just trying to figure out our curtains. I, of course, wanted to use my favorite curtains in the game. I overused them at this point. They're from high school years. I used a lot of high school years in this pack or in this build, and also some laundry day. I was just trying to make it cozy and also modern. I don't know. It just feels trendy to me. Let me know if you agree or not, or maybe that's just outdated in what I think looks trendy because I'm a millennial, but I don't know. I really liked how it looked. This counter by the entryway is actually the thrift counter. It's required for this lot type, but I thought it could be either a section where they're selling stuff, or maybe it could be where you can mend some clothes. It just looked like a nice spot to put things by the entranceway. You could also probably fold clothes there. Obviously, functionally, it does not work that way in The Sims, but that was the idea behind placing it in that location. Anyway, I have a couple of tables and chairs here. One I put a plant on. We also put some laundry detergent all over this space and a variety of baskets to make it look like this area is in use. And then I really wanted to put this plant here, but I had to keep moving it because the shadow in certain spots was really strong, and then others it was completely fine, which was really weird. And then there's going to be a little walkthrough area in the middle. I placed down a couch, but we should be going back there in a minute. That walks through into the other room and where the bathrooms are. But over here, I decided to just get some more decor on those little shelves and some laundry detergent and another basket. I believe I only filled up those 2 shelves, but this is that walkway area I had mentioned. I just have a love seat in here and a couple of chairs. And then there's the door to the bathrooms, which have 2 stalls and I think 3 sinks, which I will be decorating in a little bit here. But that room with all of the clothes in it, it took me so long to figure out what to do with it because I liked the outside shape of this build, but I didn't know what that space was going to be. Also, you might have noticed that I didn't finish the outside before I started decorating the inside because I wanted to figure out what we were doing before I finished the outside. And in this lot is way too big, so I do end up moving it. I keep it in this neighborhood. This is like the dock area in Evergreen Harbor. I thought that would be a perfect spot for it, but the build ended up being way too small for this lot. So I should be moving that here shortly. I was like, oh, maybe we could have all of these parking spots and that'll work better. But it was just way too big. But I did want to have lots of tables and chairs outside as well. Since I only put 2 inside, I wanted to make sure that there wasn't like any routing issues with your Sims. So I wanted to make sure there was plenty of space. So I do have those and we're working on some landscaping. The lot has now changed and it bothers me greatly how the tiles outside of this lot do not line up with this lot. Look at that. Oh gosh, I've never noticed that before, but it really bothers me. Anyway, at this point, I'm working outside again and I decided to add this roof piece in the middle and I feel like it just really helped this whole build come together because the outside was looking too flat and boxy and I think just adding this piece helped to make it look a little bit more interesting, and that's where I ended up putting a sign to be like, this is the name of this property. So I quite liked that, and now we're just drawing out some parking spots out front. I only end up having 2 of them. I figured that got the point across, and it's a much smaller lot now, and it all looks more intentional. Before, it looked like everything was just kind of floating in the middle of the lot, so I was really glad that I moved it. But over here, I decided to add some skylights. I just made a hole in the platform and then put down a couple of these glass pieces from Island Living, and then I decided to extend this piece that I created with half walls. I think it looks so much nicer this way with the little pieces hanging off the edge. I don't know if that makes sense. You can see what I'm talking about though. But I liked that little detail. I felt like it helped make this space look really interesting. Anyway, over here, I decided to make a sort of rooftop garden. There ends up just being a couple of planter pots up here, as well as a couple of love seats, and that's pretty much it. I'll be doing that here shortly, and I get a ladder up there. The one from high school years that looks like a trellis, and then I get the other pieces on the other side of it. I felt like it fit the style of this build anyway, but I just think it looks really cute. And it made the roof a little bit more interesting since, it's a pretty boxy build. This ends up having kind of a couple of strange things in it you wouldn't expect, I guess, in a laundromat cafe, but it's Sims and you can do whatever you want. Because this is a boba tea and thrift store, I was required to have a microphone. So the other side that I didn't really know what it was going to be ends up being like a little stage where you can do like stand-up comedy and things like that. And during stream when we were building this, chat was saying, oh, maybe the owner of this like inherited the family laundromat and is running it, but they really want to be a comedian. So they transferred that other side of it to be that. And it's like they're pursuing another passion. And I thought that was a cute idea. I don't know if that's the case or not, but it's a fun community lot. I feel like in The Sims, it's nice to have some community lots that have lots of purposes to them. So you can do a variety of things without too many loading screens. So I was okay with it. Definitely let me know what you think of this lot type. I know it's a little bit of a different one. And it was interesting on stream when people came in, how many people knew what a Laundromat Cafe was versus had never heard of that concept. So definitely let me know if you have heard of one, if you've been to one, any of that, and what you think of it. Because I didn't realize others had not heard of it. Like, I've never been to one, but I've always heard of this concept and I've always thought it was really cute. So anyway, this is that rooftop I had mentioned. I just got like some bushes over here, a couple of planters, and those same love seats that I have throughout the interior of the build. And then I'm going to be grabbing this new side table that came with the infant update. I've been using that as a coffee table a lot lately, and I just think it looks so nice. But anyway, this is the bathroom space. I love using these sinks from Parenthood as like public sinks. They always look so accurate to me. I feel like this looks exactly like a public restroom. So that's what I did there, and got some of the paper towel dispensers and some trash cans. And it's a pretty simple bathroom, but I think it does its job. For a long time, I didn't realize the trash cans were clipping into the wall though. So We're fixing that now. And what else do I add? I think I just add a piece of artwork over here. No, I added lockers. I was like, this wall is too blank. It needs something. So I added some decorative lockers. Those ones are just the base game ones, nothing too exciting. And then outside, I added some outdoor trash cans. And then we're working on this space and trying to figure out what to do. So because of the thrift store lot, I was required to have four of those clothing racks. And at first I was like, oh, this could be a dry cleaning area, but I wasn't really sure how to lay that out in a way that looked interesting and would be useful for your Sims. So what we ended up doing is putting all of the racks back there and thinking it was like coat storage or pickups for like when people drop stuff off and their laundry was done for them. It's kind of off to the side. And this is the area where there's a little stage if you want to do stand-up comedy. It's kind of silly, but I also put the logo from outside in here. There's just a little chair up here, I believe a plant and a dresser with a stereo on it. Yeah. It's just like a fun little performance area. It's another thing you could just do while you're waiting for your laundry. I thought it was kind of fun. But anyway, that is it for this build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the screenshots, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone.